What is up, guys? It's been a long time since I've filmed. I know it's been, I don't think I've uploaded anything since April, and it was even longer from when I actually filmed. It took me like 2 months to edit those videos, but anyway, hey, I'm back for a minute, and I just watched the movie The Social Dilemma, which is on Netflix right now. It's a documentary. I think it's like an hour and a half-ish long, and I just had some thoughts and I thought I'd share. I was feeling particularly inspired. Basically, the basis of it is like all the original intended effects of social media to like be a positive force of good, to like connect people, versus how the algorithms have changed over the years and how the goals of the companies have changed as they've grown into multi-billion-dollar businesses, and kind of like the effects that it's having on customers, which I found really interesting. Social media companies are using to bombard you with ads and bombard you with news stories and bombard you with even your own family and friends posts, and just dependent on what the content of those posts are. And once you start to engage with one source of, or one like kind of genre of content, let's say I'm looking at beauty content, like all of a sudden my whole feed is just all beauty content. It's like kind of the joke that like we'll talk about things out loud once and then you start getting it recommended to you on your phone. It's not that the app is hearing you. Well, actually, I guess I can't say that because that's not proven, but your behavior is so manipulated by these apps that it knew you wanted that product anyway because it forced you to want that product. So like, it's no surprise that it is recommending you that app because it told you that you wanted that product. It like encouraged it. It's more, the app is recommending the product to you because it wants you to want it. It's not recommending it to you because it knows you want it. It's forcing you to want it. Anyway, thought that was interesting. I have an iPhone, by the way. There is a new software update for iOS users. I think it's iOS 14 now, but it now has the feature that you can like delete your apps from your home screen and put them all in a library, and it like categorizes all your apps for you, which is also scary in one sense that it can recommend it, but at least it gets it off your home screen if it's just something that's gonna waste your time. So after watching this documentary tonight and realizing that like these companies are capitalizing off how many times I pick up my phone in a day and how many times I like engage with content and how long I actually sit there scrolling, like I just don't want to be like part of the machine. I don't, one of the things they said in the movie was that we don't pay for social media. We don't pay to use those apps, and we don't pay for them because we are not the customers, we're the products. We're being sold to advertisers, and it's even a little bit deeper than that, in that the ability to change our minds and influence our opinions is what's being sold to advertisers. The ability to like get us to want things. Anyway, so with this iOS update, you can throw everything off your main screen, that we don't have to look at it, and then they have new widgets, which honestly I was opposed to at first. I just don't like how blocky they are on the screen, but that's just me. But the thing I do like about them is you can take the functional apps, like the weather ended up being the one I used, and make that your home screen instead of making it something that's going to bombard you with notifications. Like I can instead just look at the weather app on my phone and learn something productive for the day, and then like from there it's easier to consciously make the switch in your mind. Like instead of mindlessly checking my Facebook app or my Instagram app, like I look at the weather and because I'm not seeing that little blue logo or that little purple Instagram logo, now it's like, I don't know, I feel like you actually have a choice in the matter rather than like picking it up out of like the instinct of addiction that you have to these apps. Anyway, I'm gonna do this video over the course of a week, I think. So what I did tonight is I put all my apps in the app library, I think it's called, and then I also turned off my notifications on basically every app except I think I left them on for my banking app and like Facebook Messenger. My family uses that to communicate with me, and my actual text messages, obviously calling, basically just the essentials, where if someone who actually knows me and is a part of my life needs my attention, they can contact me instead of me being contacted by advertisers. Anyway, so yeah, I turned off all my notifications, and then the last thing I did was on iPhones 2 through iOS, you can set up screen time limits. I already had screen time limits in place, but I shortened them and kind of made it a little bit more specific. So my company all moved to work from home in, I think it was like late March. So I've been working from home since then. And the first few weeks of that, I was literally on my phone for like 10 or 11 hours a day. It was really disgusting. And I've gotten a lot more conscious of it just after just being so like disturbed by seeing how long I was on it. Obviously, that was a weird time for all of us anyway. We were just trying to figure out what was going on. So, but it's still like a constant battle of like fighting the addiction to these apps. Like, one of the first things I did after getting my numbers up that high was I set up the screen time limits within iOS. So I made it so that my phone does not let me open any apps other than like a couple specified ones. Like, I left my banking app, Uber, messages, and maps, I think, are the only ones open. Like, I can open those at any time. Everything else I can't open before 7:30 in the morning or after 10:30 p.m. on weekdays or like work nights. I work a weird shift anyway, and 11:30 p.m. on weekends. So I'm actually getting close to 11:30 now, so I have to finish filming because it's gonna lock my camera app. So I set up those screen time limits, and then the other thing that I did is I set up actual app limits. So within the Facebook app, or it's actually in the iOS like screen time settings, but specifically for Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, I set it up so that I think at the time I had it set up for an hour and 45 minutes for each, an hour and 45 minutes each for Instagram and Facebook, and then I was doing an hour for Twitter. I'm just not that into Twitter, but it is easy to get sucked into the whole rabbit hole, so to speak. But yeah, so just like some little things to limit it, and then anyway, since March, I have gotten my screen time down from 10 or 11 hours a day, how it was in the start of quarantine. Now I'm down to about 4 hours and 20 minutes a day. I think that's about right. I'll show you guys where my numbers are at now. I screenshotted the numbers of my actual screen time, which resets tomorrow. So I thought it'd be interesting to do it over the course of a week because your iOS screen time restarts at 9:05 a.m. on Sunday morning. For whatever reason, it gives you that notification. But yeah, we'll follow up in a week. I'm gonna show you guys I think it has the number of notifications, the number of pickups, and then like actual screen time, so like amount I spent not only just on my phone in general, but also over on each app over the course of the week. As I just screenshotted these a few minutes ago, Instagram was really disgusting. I spent well over 8 hours this week on Instagram. Like, that's more than a full night's sleep for me that I spent on Instagram. But anyway, yeah, that's where we're at. This was a little rambly. I'll probably narrow my thoughts down throughout the course of the week, but I will keep you guys posted. My goal, I guess, for the week is to get my screen time like under 2 hours. One place that might be hard for me is I do video chat with my family on Fridays and Saturdays, and I'm usually on for over 2 hours at a time just for that. And unfortunately, screen time does count that, even though that's truly more of like an actual interaction. But I'll probably FaceTime from my iPad. And I'm not going to do my iPad numbers for this video only because I don't really use it for social media. I don't even think I have Facebook itself on there. I really just use it for like creative purposes, mostly Procreate, and then I also have my Kindle app on there. So like if I sit there and read for 6 hours, that's gonna skew my time. I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Hey guys, so it's Friday now. So I ended up not filming the next day like I said I would. But it's been really interesting to go through the week, and I have cut my screen time down a lot. And I just thought I would use this kind of space. I'm gonna insert some clips right over here. I'll probably do a freeze frame. And I'm going to attach some screen recordings of how my screen time app looks from last week versus how it is looking this week. And I think I'm also going to show you guys how I set up my iOS 14. In hindsight, after I filmed those first clips, I actually found it to be like super, super helpful. I think that's made the biggest difference for me this week. Just not being forced to look at it, kind of like I said earlier, just not looking at the Instagram and Facebook logos at all, just like does something to your brain. So I went ahead and moved those off, which is not to say that I haven't been on the apps at all, but I am not like constantly inclined to check them. One thing I will say about this past week that maybe might not work, I turned off all my notifications, and in that I turned it off for my emails as well. After the first day, I saved a ton of time by not checking emails, but I ended up having like 115 emails on, what was it? I think it was Monday, so I didn't check it at all on Sunday. By the time I came back Monday night, I had like so many to get rid of. And honestly, that's another thing too that's interesting, because it was like almost entirely junk mail. But there were of course some important ones in there. There was like banking stuff, there was tracking like information, shipping numbers I needed, and a couple other things too. So I mean, I did miss some important emails that I should have gotten a day ahead of time because I turned my notifications off, but it was very peaceful to not have to check my email on a Sunday. So maybe I'll see if I can just build that into my routine a little bit better. But yeah. Good morning, everyone. It is Sunday morning, and I look crazy, but you know what Sunday morning means? It means we got our screen time results back for this week. So I'm gonna post mine right over here. I haven't actually looked at the full thing yet as I'm filming this. I just got the notification, but it said that I was at, I think, 2 hours and 5 minutes as an average for the week, which I set my goal to be under 2 hours. So honestly, 2 hours and 5 minutes, that's pretty close. We'll take it. But yeah, I don't know, takeaways from this week. I've spent so much less time on my phone. I will say I spent more time on my phone over the weekend than I did like during my work week, because I mean, I was working for 8 hours a day the rest of the week versus yesterday and Friday. I like didn't have much else to do other than sit on my phone. Like I said, I FaceTime with my family too. That's probably where my screen time really started going up. But yeah, anyway, I thought it was a successful week. I wouldn't say increased productivity or anything, because like in terms of work at least, my productivity is already like pretty much as high as it's gonna get, but I did see an increase in productivity with like around the house stuff. Like one of the things that I loved doing this week instead of sitting on my phone was I was putting on these YouTube videos. I'll see if I can like put a screenshot of one in over here too. That's like September coffee house jazz, and then it just has like, I put it on the TV, and then my TV screen is just like looks like I'm in a coffee shop, and they just play jazz music. And I don't know, that was pretty nice this week. I think that might be one of my like new habits, because I tell you what, I would just put that video on for like an hour or two, clean the kitchen, clean the bathroom, clean my room. I'm doing laundry right now as I'm filming this. Like, by the way, you can hear my air conditioner, that's what that noise is. But yeah, anyway, hope you guys got something out of this. Definitely big fan of iOS 14 and the updates with being able to get everything off your home screen. I think that's the biggest thing. And then turn your notifications off. Just turn them off. Like, I got oh, you know what actually I noticed last night? I turned my notifications off for Amazon, right? And I noticed today, or last night, I got the notification that like it had turned off Amazon Smile on my device, which if you don't know what Amazon Smile is, basically they donate a part of your order. I think it's like 1% of your order to whatever charity you choose, and they end up doing huge donations that way. They always are pretty transparent about their numbers. But because I turned my Amazon app notifications off, they disabled Amazon Smile and they won't let me turn it back on. So basically, because I don't want notifications, my purchases are not going to donate anything towards charity. Isn't that like insane? That's crazy to me. Not a fan. That's a little suspicious. Amazon, if you're watching this, it's not good. It's not a good look. Plus, the other thing is, like, I have Alexa devices, and she's right behind me, so I don't want to say her name, but they always notify me when I have like shipment notifications or delivery notifications or stuff. So I don't know why I really need my like phone notifications on for Amazon, you know? I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Cut your screen time down. It's super easy to do. Spend less time on your phone and more time getting your house together and with your family and friends. And that's my message to you all today. So have a good one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being very tolerant with me as I don't post on this channel ever. Bye guys.